Hi, I'm Andy Teach, host of Andy's Awesome Adventures, and welcome to the Grand Palace in Bangkok, Thailand. The Grand Palace in Bangkok is one of the most beautiful palace complexes I've ever seen, and I've seen many around the world. The palace is surrounded by walls on all four sides and is comprised of several buildings, many of which are not open to the public. The palace complex covers over 2.5 million square feet. The palace has been the official residence of the kings of Siam and later Thailand since 1782, when King Rama I moved the capital from Thonburi to Bangkok. The king, his court, and his royal government were based on the grounds of the palace until 1925. Throughout successive reigns, many new buildings and structures were added, especially during the reign of King Rama V. By 1925, the king, the royal family, and the government were no longer permanently settled at the palace and had moved to other residences. After the abolition of absolute monarchy in 1932, all government agencies completely moved out of the palace. Today, the Grand Palace is still used for official events. Several royal ceremonies and state functions are held within the walls of the palace every year. The palace is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Thailand, with over 8 million people visiting each year. The Grand Palace is divided into two main zones: the Temple of the Emerald Buddha and the royal residences, which are divided into three main areas: the outer court, which includes royal offices and the Temple of the Emerald Buddha; the middle court, home to the most important royal apartments and ceremonial throne halls; and the inner court, which is reserved for the reigning king, his queen, and his consorts. The Grand Palace is currently partially open to the public as a museum, but it remains a working palace, with several royal offices still situated inside. The first thing we saw at the palace were the Phra Asada Maha Chidi, or 8-pronged towers. Rama I had 8-pronged towers constructed on the east of the temple to function as a Chidi monument worthy of great respect. Each of the plaster brick Chidi are decorated with stucco motifs and glazed tiles of a different color, each representing and dedicated to one of 8 Buddhist concepts. Perhaps the most important and most sacred building in the Grand Palace complex is the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, or Wat Phra Kaew. It's a royal chapel situated within the walls of the palace, and it has all the features of a temple except for living quarters for monks. The famed Emerald Buddha is kept within the grounds of this temple. Construction of the Ubisat, or Ordination Hall, began during the reign of Rama I in 1783. The exterior of the building is covered entirely in gilding and glass mosaic in a floral motif called kanak, which was used during the Ayutthaya period from 1351 to 1767. As such, the building is one of the oldest structures within the temple. The Ubisat was built to house the Buddha image, known as the Emerald Buddha, which the king had captured from Laos in 1779. Previously, the image was housed in the Emerald Buddha Hall in the Wat Arun complex on the other side of the Chao Phraya River. The Emerald Buddha was ceremonially installed at its present position in the temple in 1785. In 1831, Rama III ordered a major renovation of the exterior of the Ubisat. The Buddha is just over 26 inches or 66 centimeters tall. The name Emerald Buddha comes from the color of the Buddha. It's most likely made from jadeite, not from emeralds. Only the king of Thailand is allowed to touch it. The twin gold Chidi are a pair of gilt copper Chidi covered in gold leaf, which stand not far from the temple of the Emerald Buddha, and were constructed by Rama I, with the Chidi on the south dedicated to his father, and the Chidi to the north dedicated to his mother. Bright demon-like figures support the base of the two Chidi. The Ramakian Gallery in the cloisters features 178 wall panels painted with murals, depicting scenes from Ramakian, the Thai version of the Indian epic Ramayana. This is the Ramakian story as composed by Rama I and follows Prince Rama's quest to rescue his beloved wife Sita from the clutches of Tatsakan, the 10-headed demon king who has 20 arms. The episodes are painted in a clockwise progression, depicting scenes of gods and humans, monkeys and demons, and life inside and outside the palace and cities. Four-legged animals, birds, and mythical animals of the Himavantsa forest abound in the jungles, plains, and oceans. Frasi Ratana Chiti is a bell-shaped chiti or stupa of brick and mortar that was constructed in 1855 during the reign of Rama IV to house relics of the Buddha. It was originally whitewashed, but was later covered with gold mosaic tiles imported from Italy during the reign of Rama V in time to mark the 100th birthday of Bangkok in 1882. Gold mosaic tiles were again imported in 1982 to retile damaged parts of the chiti as part of the major renovation of the temple for the 200th birthday of Bangkok during the reign of Rama IX. There were 6 pairs of statues of Asura, or giants, who were placed as guardians with their backs to the gates inside the temple compound, facing the temple of the Emerald Buddha to show deference to the Emerald Buddha. Built in the reign of Rama III, they represent characters from the Thai Ramakien. This Angkor Wat model is a replica in concrete of the 12th century Angkor Wat in Cambodia as conceived by Rama IV. He had this model created instead of moving an actual stone Khmer temple to the Grand Palace. Completed in the reign of Rama V, it stands as a handcrafted miniature of a renowned architectural marvel. The Royal Pantheon was constructed in the reign of Rama IV with the intention of using it for royal ceremonies. It was also supposed to enshrine the Emerald Buddha, but when completed, it was deemed that the building was too small. An electrical fire destroyed the roof structure in 1903, requiring extensive repairs that continued into the reign of Rama VI. Presently, life-size bronze statues of the former sovereigns of the royal house are found inside, in order that the royal family can pay their respects at appropriate times. The Royal Pantheon is also open once a year to the general public. Geometric patterns of colored glass mosaics decorate its exterior walls, and pillars are interspersed with ceramic tiles. The Phra Viharayad Chapel, also known as the Meeting Room, was constructed by Rama III to replace a Rama I building from Buddha images cast from the remains of a bronze Buddha. The building is decorated with porcelain dishes and plates imported from China, or pieces that were broken during transport and fashioned into floral and geometric pattern mosaics. Plaster covered with porcelain also replaced traditional wood structures and decorates the Thai crown prong that rises from the roof. Everywhere you look, you take pictures. It's like beautiful. So the Thai people must be very proud of the royal palace.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
This one. I told my tourists, do not touch.
You break it.
Or else bleeding.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very sharp.
That's glass. Yeah.
This much.
One of the highlights of many palaces is seeing the changing of the guard. I didn't even know there was one here, but I was excited to see it. The building in the background on the left was built by British architects as a royal residence for King Rama IV to commemorate the centennial of the Chakri dynasty. It has reception rooms, a dining hall, and a throne hall. The building is in the neoclassical style, with a roof surmounted by 3 Thai-style spires. The foundation stone was laid by Rama V in 1876, and the main building was completed in 1882 in time for the 100th anniversary of the founding of Bangkok. The ground floor has rooms which are used as offices and for the king's own bodyguards. The upper floor has picture galleries and a private audience, while the throne hall features a dining room and a reception room. The top floor is reserved for the ashes and small urns of Rama IV through Rama IX. The urns of some of their families are here as well. The Dusit Mahaprasad throne hall is enclosed by walls as it is part of the residential complex built by Rama I. This brick-plastered throne hall with a spired roof replaced another throne hall that was built in wood and was destroyed in the fire that was caused by a lightning strike in 1789. This throne hall became a building for the lying in state of kings, queens, and senior members of the royal family, or for the holding of royal ceremonies. On the way out, we saw the Temple of the Emerald Buddha Museum, but didn't have time to go in. The building originally housed the Royal Mint, but when the new mint was built in 1902, it was converted into a Royal Guard barracks. In 1982, it was converted into a museum, which houses artifacts from both the Grand Palace and the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, including architectural models and Buddha images. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Grand Palace. If you are coming to Bangkok, this should be number 1 on your list of things to see and do. I'm going into the belly of the beast. Here we go. Po, Temple of the Reclining Buddha, is a Buddhist temple located in Bangkok, Thailand. Before I show you the giant, and I mean giant, reclining Buddha, which is the main attraction here, I'd like to briefly show you some other parts of this beautiful temple complex. Phra Upasat is the ordination hall, the main hall used for performing Buddhist rituals and the most sacred building of the complex. It was constructed by King Rama I and later enlarged and reconstructed by King Rama III. It was dedicated in 1791 before the rebuilding of Wat Po was completed. Inside the Upasat is a golden crystal three-tiered pedestal topped with a gilded Buddha made of a gold-copper alloy, and over the statue is a 9-tiered umbrella representing the authority of Thailand. King Rama IV had placed some ashes of King Rama I under the pedestal of the Buddha image so that the public may pay homage to both Rama I and the Buddha at the same time. In the East Hall, there was a 10-meter or 33-foot tall standing Buddha, which was brought here from Ayutthaya, one of the ancient capitals of Thailand. The Phra Robiang cloister features several Buddhas from Ayutthaya.
There are hundreds of these Buddhas around.
The temple complex houses the largest collection of Buddha images in Thailand, over 1,000 of them, which King Rama I ordered be moved from abandoned temples all over Thailand to Wat Po. Outside you will see several colorful, very ornate chidis or pagodas. The temple is first on the list of 6 temples in Thailand, classified as the highest grade of the first-class royal temples. It is associated with King Rama I, who rebuilt the temple complex on an earlier temple site in 1788. It became his main temple and is where some of his ashes are enshrined. The temple is considered to be Thailand's first university. It houses a school of Thai medicine and is also known as the birthplace of traditional Thai massage, which is still taught and practiced at the temple. Before you enter the Temple of the Reclining Buddha, you can bang the gong for good luck.
We're at Wat Po, Reclining Buddha.
The Wat and the Reclining Buddha were built by King Rama III in 1832. The image of the dying reclining Buddha represents the entry of Buddha into nirvana and the end of all reincarnations. The right arm of the Buddha supports the head with tight curls, which rests on 2 box pillows encrusted with glass mosaics. The posture of the Buddha image is the posture of a sleeping or reclining lion. The Buddha is 15 meters or 50 feet high and 46 meters or 150 feet long and is one of the largest Buddha statues in Thailand. The reclining Buddha has a brick core which was modeled and shaped with plaster, then gilded.
Let's get to the end of this. And finally, here's the feet. Wow.
The soles of the feet of the Buddha are 3 meters or 10 feet high and 4.5 meters or 15 feet long and inlaid with mother of pearl. They are each divided into 108 arranged panels, displaying the symbols by which an enlightened one can be identified, such as flowers, dancers, white elephants, tigers, and altar accessories. And now let's take a look at a few more highlights of the temple complex.
dim sum place. We have to dance. Might be fun. 'We'll try the Tuk-Tuk pepper soup.
I'm full. How about dessert? Ice cream?
You can see people wait for queue.
Oh wow.
It's one of the most famous pepper soup place.
Oh, that's the pepper soup place. Okay.
Yes, and more than 60 years business, family business. Chinese dessert, okay?
What do they have? Oh, they have ice cream?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Ice cream.
Is that ice cream? What kind of, I don't want, I know, what else, what do they have, what flavor? Just coconut?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Yep, outer.
Chocolate, vanilla?
Yep.
That would be good.
ไม่เป็นแท่งเป็นถ้วยผมลืมแล้วไม่ได้มานาน
ไอติมทอดหรือว่า
ไอศครีม
ไอศครีม
ใช่
ทอดไหมไม่ทอด
ไม่ทอดนะ
ไม่ทอดเลยครับมีไอติมที่ไหนขายก็ไข่ทองอยู่เนี่ย
It's very crowded.
ซอยหน้าเลยจ้ะ
Pascal.
พี่ฝ่าย
It's coconut, it's just coconut? Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Hello. Coconut ice cream, mango ice cream, mango ice cream.
The other side, this one. Incentives. Incentives. Yeah.
Essential keep it up.
See room. Just
was zo gespannen.
หน้าหนูออกที่ไหนพี่โบท้ายโบดูจุ้งเลยนี่
I read you to Texas. Massage.
Oh yes.
Used to be a movie theater.
Okay.
Used to be restaurant.
Best day ever.
这里进来的。
Wat Saket, the Golden Mount, is a beautiful Buddhist temple featuring a large golden chidi or pagoda at the top. As you will see, it also features some of the best views of Bangkok anywhere in the city. The temple dates back to the Ayutthaya era, which lasted until 1767. The temple was referred to as Wat Sakai, but by the order of King Rama I, the temple was restored and renamed Wat Saket Ratchawara Mahavihan. When Bangkok became the capital, King Rama I renovated the temple and gave it its present name, which roughly translates as wash hair. It was believed that on his return from war, the king stopped to take a bath and wash his hair here before entering the inner city. Rama I's grandson, King Rama III, decided to build a large chidi inside Wat Saket, but the chidi collapsed during construction because Bangkok's soft soil could not support the weight. Over the next few decades, the abandoned mud and brick structure acquired the shape of a natural hill and was overgrown with weeds. The locals called it Pukao, or mountain, as if it were a natural feature. During that time, it also functioned as a lookout tower for soldiers concerned about the arrival of enemy armies. In 1820, during the reign of King Rama II, cholera began to spread to Bangkok, leading to more than 30,000 deaths in the capital. Wat Saket became the main receiving ground of many dead bodies every day. Between the reigns of Rama I and Rama V, the Siamese had a tradition of not cremating the dead within the city walls because it was believed to be an evil sign or warning. Wat Saket was outside the city walls, so it was often used as a place to cremate dead bodies, which were carried through the Pratu Pi, or Ghost Gate. Due to the large number of deaths, the temple was unable to cremate every dead body. Some of the bodies were left in the open area of the monastery, and vultures began coming to devour them. The temple became a main food source for vultures, and there were outbreaks of cholera every dry season until the early reign of King Rama V. The vultures became a grim image and reminder of the deaths. The last outbreak took place in 1881. There was a cemetery near the base of the steps where the ashes of 19th century plague victims are buried. The Golden Mount Chidi began to be built during the reign of King Rama IV. The king used the model from the Golden Mount of the Ayutthaya period, and construction was completed during the reign of King Rama V. On top of the temple is the chidi that enshrines the Buddhist relics received from India and Sri Lanka. The surrounding concrete walls were added in the 1940s to stop the hill from eroding. The modern Wat Saket was built in the early 20th century using Carrara marble. It has been since known as Pukao Tong, or Golden Mountain, and has become a symbol of the city. As I mentioned earlier, you have some of the best views of Bangkok from the top of Wat Saket.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ